What's up, boys and girls? It's your boy TeKRaJ, and I'm back again with another player review. Yet again, another candidate for the bomb squad. But just like I always say, if you're not following me on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, or you know what, even Twitch, the link to those sites are in the description below. Now, if you've been following me on Twitch and you've been watching the streams the last few days, you guys know that it is extremely lit. The streams have been so great. Thank you so much for all of you that have joined. Now, yesterday on the stream, we reviewed 93 overall Flashback Mike Wallace. He's 6 foot, 98 speed, 92 catch, 97 spec catch, 92 jump with 91 route running, 90 catch in traffic, and 93 elusiveness. Now, the stat that makes you worry a little bit is going to be that 88 release, especially with all of the players online that have transitioned their defensive scheme to a heavy two-man under or just man coverage scheme. So, of course, somebody with that low of a release, it's going to be a concern. But I think the other stats are going to be good enough to make up for it. Now, the other thing that's pretty low is going to be the route running. It's definitely something that maybe was a little bit of a concern, but not just the route running. A big one is the 47 run block. That is extremely low. One thing I really do like about this card is going to be the run after the catch stats. 95 spin move or 90 spin move, 95 juke move is pretty impressive. It's going to allow you to do some great things. Now, like we talked about before, that 91 route running, it's still kind of high, but it's definitely something that I don't really like, especially talking about the man coverages that you're going to be seeing. Now, we're going to put him up against this Stefon Diggs right here. He actually is on the squad. And if you notice, the Stefon Diggs is a lot cheaper. He has better catch, better elusiveness, better route running, and better jump. Now, our third receiver on the bomb squad is going to be the football outsiders Martavis Bryant, and he stacks up pretty well. Now, of course, I can't talk bomb squad if I'm not talking about flashback Deshaun Jackson. And here's another thing. As you notice, the stacks up well as well. Campus hero Santonio Holmes looks like an all-around almost better receiver. When I put him against Devin Hester, who has more speed, you guys kind of get the drift. So one of my biggest concerns is I really like the 98 speed, but as far as an all-around receiver, I don't know. So with that, we're going to go straight into some gameplay, and we're going to see how this card actually plays. Now, the first thing we're always going to check is how is he going to do on our bomb squad scheme. And as you see there, the very first pass that we throw up to him, it's going to be a long-range touchdown for that man, Mike Wallace. Now, my opponent tried to switch up his coverages, but we're going to get the same result, this time with much more separation. Let me tell you that speed really made up for the lack of route running because he was able to get in and out of his cuts very, very quickly. Even whenever he was matched up against a cornerback that equaled him or was near in speed, there really was no contest. But of course, you guys know that it's not always going to be the case that we're going to be able to get that kind of separation. So we're going to have to try aggressive catches. And the great thing about this card is that he got a lot of great animations. Not only that, but as you see right there with the nasty juke, when he was in the open field, it was very easy for me to make people pay with him. Now, in this particular game, after that beating that we were giving him, even though he was kind of keeping up offensively, he shut off his Xbox with the rage. Now, the next opponent that we went into, I'm going to go ahead and call him a pioneer, a godfather of a new movement that you're going to be seeing on the channel and on the stream. So this opponent was bringing a lot of heat to me, and his scheme was pretty good as far as keeping up with the bomb squad scheme that we had. One thing I did notice about him, he was able to hold on to the ball pretty well in traffic, but in aggressive catch instances, of course, he wasn't going to do anything too crazy unless he got great animations, which pretty much happened often. Now, if I was doing possession catches in traffic, it was pretty much impossible for them to release the ball from him. And right there, you see what I'm talking about. But my opponent, after seeing some of these amazing animations, sent me a message. And he writes, "Unbelievable BS." Ladies and gentlemen, that became the theme of the night. So later on in the game, in the fourth quarter, we're only up 8-3. We toss it up, and can I say, now that was unbelievable BS. The great one-handed catch all over his receiver, or I should say his corner. I can't even talk, this is so crazy. But the great thing about the card, like I said, even if you were running drag routes with him, he was able to get separation pretty much off of anybody that you needed him to get separation on. I never really had a problem with route running. He always had pretty good routes, but let me tell you, whenever I had a one-on-one situation, up to this point, you see right there he had the ultimate freeze. Revis, I had not yet found a receiver, or a corner I should say, that can keep up with this flashback Mike Wallace. 3rd and 19 towards the end of the game. Of course we threw it up, and right there, that just goes to show you how strong his hands are. And once again, as far as those animations, ladies and gentlemen, flashback Mike Wallace is a goon. Now, of course, we didn't actually get the touchdown right there, but nevertheless, he did actually make the catch. So what's going to be our final verdict? What I honestly have to say about this card is that yes, the spectacular catch was amazing, and he did get a lot of crazy animations for us throughout yesterday's stream and throughout my testing with the card. The only problem is pretty much every card that I compared him to at the beginning of this video is a lot cheaper than this Mike Wallace card. Now, we bought this card yesterday for exactly 171,000 coins, and for a 93 overall receiver, that can seem at times to be one-dimensional, especially with that release and especially with that low of a run block. I'm not sure it's worth to get him over some of those other receivers. Now, a lot of those other receivers, you guys have been clamoring for a review on them, and don't you worry, we're going to bring him to you. But then the other thing as well is the 47 run block is definitely going to make him unattractive to a lot of you guys out there that have more conservative schemes and aren't lobbing the ball up all day. Anyway, that's the review, guys. Please drop a like if you like the player review, and for more player reviews, make sure you subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to follow the stream. We'll have a stream coming up shortly after you guys watch this video. But most importantly, take care of yourself. Peace. Now right here we threw it up, and here's exactly what I'm talking about once again. There was many times when he was able to outmuscle pretty much any defensive back in his way and make it into the end zone after the fact. And then 3rd and 23, right before the, oh man, you know I had to fit in the bomb squad sound effect somewhere in this gameplay.